fund capital programme is set out in the appendix to the addendum for the housing revenue account capital programme as shown on page 49 of the agenda be approved.
Point of order, as this item has been changed 100 minutes before the meeting, can I actually move that we adjourn for half hour so we can actually ask the officers some questions on this £400,000 that is going to be given to the cricket club project in Bedford?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My first comments are going to be along similar lines to Councillor Conderpool. I will move the adjournment for 15 minutes so that opposition parties can receive a briefing from the Managing Director. I note, according to the papers, that the portfolio holder has been consulted as well as the chair of the relevant OSP. To my knowledge, and as leader of the opposition, I have received no such consultation or notification. In the interest of openness and transparency, and that this email was only sent at 13 minutes past 4, when some of us were leaving work to actually get to the full council meeting, I think it would be in the interest of democracy to permit the adjournment for 15 minutes for a briefing from the Managing Director.
Seconded, Madam Mayor.
Taking advice from the Managing Director and the legal officer that the Constitution has given reason to do that, so I'm actually not going to allow that, so we're going to move into so all those in favour.
Who's recorded votes?
So I'll move to the vote on a short recess, and I am going to say 10 minutes and 15 because we've still got questions to get to.
That wasn't the motion.
In that case, I'll put a further addendum. Further amendment, sorry, I'm losing my readings a little at this point. I move 10 minutes.
So we're going to move to the vote on this.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And can I thank the officers for their presentation? I found that very illuminating, and I'm happy to support the proposal on the amendment because it seems like a win-win situation for the borough and the residents. It's just, it would have been easier if a briefing had been given on the urgency beforehand, but we are where we are. I would like to outline start, Madam Mayor, that on this item, I am aware that the whole capital budget is being considered, and there are items which are of a ward-specific nature and are an issue of conscience. So I can assure members that on this side of the chamber, there will be a free vote on the issue. I am extremely pleased to see that after months and years of calling for some more support for the town centres, that this £200,000 is being earmarked for town centre improvements. The question from Councillor Gissane was to see if anything had been earmarked, and I accept that it's just an overall pot, and it was a fishing expedition with the question to see what was going on with the £200,000. I'm sure that many residents across the two towns and Bolton will be extremely pleased with the £200,000, and I look forward to seeing what improvements are delivered for this money. With relation to 4.4 and Bank Road garages and car park works, given the tragic circumstances surrounding the murder in that area, and these recommendations have come from a multi-agency task force looking into it, I think again these works are essential to try and prevent the tragedy that we have had in the past in that particular area, and hopefully will go some way to giving some more security to people in that area of the town centre going forward. Also, looking at 4.8 on page 46, I accept that there are going to be some problems with the new depot, and I hope these progress as quickly as possible to deliver the anticipated savings which we have been promised. What I am concerned about, and I hope the leader will give some reassurance over, is the contingency fund. There's nothing mentioning here about any widening of a contingency fund for the depot. I would be interested to know whether that is encompassed within the additional funding which is anticipated, because we need to realise the savings from the old depot as quickly as possible. I think we are all united across the chamber on that particular point. Put the land from the old St Mary's Road into something more productive and into the site which we've invested a lot of capital monies in. So on the whole, I think, despite some areas, and I am still very much against the Bermuda connectivity project, to get these few items off the ground, which on the balance of probability I find outweigh that issue on the whole for the borough, I am willing to support the proposed alterations to the capital budget. But I would like some assurances from the leader on the point about any contingency funding for the depot. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just following on from what Councillor Wilson has said, there's loads of really positive things in this budget, things that have been long overdue, quite frankly, like the town centre improvements, the miners' welfare park, everything with a positive nature is more than welcome by me. There is a massive negative on this list that I cannot vote for, ever. If I vote in favour of this budget, I'm voting for ruining the community that I live in. And even though I've heard time and time again, we are but a conduit for the money, it's not our money, we're performing a transaction like with council tax, I think it was referred to last time. If this performance of transaction or action of being a conduit wasn't happening, this budget would not contain £500,000 to the Bermuda Connectivity Project. Because it does, you're effectively trying to nail down the coffin lid on the area that I live in. And I can't ever accept that, ever. Because I've read too many studies, I've seen too many traffic plans and pour this and pour that and everything else, and quite honestly, if you've got this on here, you may as well just admit that actually you're in favour of it. So in that respect, the negatives for me don't outweigh the positives, so I'm going to have to do something that I really don't like and sit on the fence and abstain from this one.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. It's a great pity we can't take this as parts. The Green Party conference, we have subjects sometimes where we want to go through line by line and actually vote on each part of the capital fund budget. Because there's a lot in here that is good. But the there's also some really dreadful things. And there's some missing things. This £9.7 million, or whatever it is today, keeps changing, 9.7, yeah, £9.77 million does virtually nothing for Wellington. It doesn't do anything for our sports pavilions. It doesn't sort out the missing cycle link from Wellington, superb cycle route to Wellington. It just stops in the middle of nowhere under the West Coast Main Line. We have a cycle route that doesn't go through to Cotton Hill. We need to sort stuff out, and at the moment we have to accept this whole list or not at all. I'm absolutely furious that this project for Bedford Cricket Club has been gerrymandered onto the thing at the last minute. 100 minutes notice of £400,000 of expenditure. That is no way to actually conduct fair and proper scrutiny. This is a massive project with massive risks, transferring very valuable assets to a cricket club in Bedworth. It may be a good deal, but if it is a good deal, it should have proper scrutiny. It should go to a scrutiny committee that can actually have a look at what the terms of the lease are, what we get and what the risks are. This is just giving yet more and more to certain areas, whilst I say, in Wellington, it's a struggle to get a park bench. It's a struggle to get a little bit. So how do people in Wellington react to £400,000 going to that project? And if you go down this list, it is full of very good things. Nothing wrong with the project. They just need to be evened out and shared around the borough. Because, yeah, there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds. Miners' Welfare Park, Baby Park, Bedford Cricket Club, we already mentioned, skate parks. There's an awful lot of good stuff. And it's stuff we need all around the borough, not just in the Labour controlled areas. Going into some of the... There's not a lot in here, not Labour controlled areas. Going through to some details, the £200,000 for the town centre, that seems to be put down as a capital project, so you are going to spend it on capital items. So we hope they've got a good future. Yeah, capital things are supposed to last more than a year, and it's well spent. We spent £42,000 on the uplighters in the park just behind there. They flooded and burnt out, so you had to then move them slightly up the grass bank. They shine straight up in the air and do absolutely nothing useful. And so I hope the £200,000 on the town centre improvements aren't wasted in a similar manner. Pull Bank Street car park changes. It'd be great to get the area safer and more lively. And one of the issues is that car park is empty in the daytime because you charge the same price as a road walk. If we want to make the area safer, footfall is really useful. And actually having a parking charge of £1 for 3 hours or some intermediate parking charge between the expensive parking charge of the town centre and the free parking in Meadow Street might actually make that car park regeneration a success and actually bring welcome relief. There's lots of stuff in here, and obviously in a couple of minutes I can't go through it all, but we need to look at our vehicle replacement programme, because that seems to be getting gold plated. The cost keeps going up and up, and councils are great at overspecking stuff, actually doing vehicles a bit more high spec than needed, or maybe a few more than needed. This is a very expensive programme, and the vehicle replacement programme is something else that should have gone through the scrutiny process. Far too much scrutiny, far too much chucking stuff in an hour before the meeting, and I won't be voting for this capital programme because I think the capital programme should be scrutinised, not just rushed on us with good words that save us money in the long run.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am disappointed, although I'm not surprised at the comments made by Councillor Condicorn. We've heard them on repeated occasions. And how often do we have to listen to them? Councillor Condicorn was at the same cabinet meeting as I was, where the issue over Bedworth Cricket Club Pavilion, the Johnson Pavilion, came up. There's been plenty of notice about the intentions that the club wants to do. In regard to his own parochial views about Wellington, I seem to recall that Councillor Ian Lloyd went through a list of beneficial things that have been done around the rest of the borough. What Councillor Condicorn continues to do is be parochial, only speaks about Nuneaton, doesn't know where Bedworth is, despite me offering to take him there and show him round.
Point of personal explanation, I do know where Bedworth is, I go there regularly.
Councillor, I expect you to wait till I speak to speak, not just stand up to speak.
Councillor Grant said in his own words earlier, where's the United to achieve in that? They're only concerned about their own part of the borough. In regard to Bedworth Cricket Club, it's perhaps unfortunate that the report is worded around that, because there's no doubt about it, that will become Bedworth Sports Club. It will encompass lots of other things, not just cricket. It will encompass netball, football. I understand there's a new football team just been created that will work out of there. So the bowls people will work from there. There's lots of things that go on there. We don't just say Bedworth Cricket Club or Sports Club, it will be. There's no restriction on where you live in the borough. There's plenty of people live in Kersley, Nuneaton and all other parts of the borough that actually are part of it now. What it will be, Madam Mayor, is a hub within our community of the borough. There's no cost to the council in doing this. It's all funding that's been achieved by the hard work of the members of the cricket club and others, sporting club, etc. But what does it do? Look for value for money. That's what councils are meant to do. Their engagement with the... He doesn't want to know now. Will it be, Madam Mayor? No, but what do they do? The positive things that they do. The engagement, particularly with the youngsters. That perhaps maybe up to other things if they weren't doing this. I went along during the summer play schemes that they put on there, and I don't exaggerate, but I think there was upwards of 50 youngsters there on that day when I went there. And so there's all these other activities going on. And as I say, Madam Mayor, it's not just for people in Bedworth, it's for the people of the borough as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I fully support it. I'm probably showing my age now, and some of the councillors across the road over will know. I hope tonight Mr Allen, Bill Allen, is looking down on us. Mr Bedworth, Mr Cricket, and I fully support him. That's stage one. Stage two, sorry about this, I would like to, paragraph 4.8 worries me. On Gresham Road, fully support the moving to new premises, but the framework minor works, contract values between 350,000 and 2 million. My eyes, that's major. That worries me considerably. Then second, down on 5.2, vehicle replacement programme. Why has it taken so long, or why have we got to change all the vehicles in one go? Why, surely there's a plan of when you change your vehicles, not have 100,000 one year, then we want another 395,000. Now we've got 400 odd thousand. It worries me confusely about the vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I am in support of the reporting process. I think there are lots of really positive things right across our borough. It is unfair to say that this is just in specific areas. They are right across the borough. In terms of the housing revenue account, aids and adaptations aren't done just in certain areas, they're done where there is a need. The same as central heating, CCTV renewal, etc. They are not specific in many cases to one particular area or half dozen areas. They are meant to really benefit the whole of our borough, Nuneaton and Bedford. Madam Mayor, I would say in regard to procuring new vehicles and indeed other services, this council has received praise actually for some of its procurement exercises in achieving value for money. So I will be voting for this report, and doing so recognising the really good work that is going on in terms of our Thank you.
Well, firstly, Madam Mayor, I can't give Councillor Wilson cast iron assurance in terms of what will be found for the depot and from where, because we've to sell the other piece of land. And so I will terms of, you know, we don't do anything for Weddington. Oh, how ridiculous. We've always made in the Labour Group a strong factor we treat every area alike. That's our stance. It has been since 1974. We do not treat one area better than another area. And, you know, to suggest you can't get a park bench in Wellington, but you can get one somewhere else, is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. I heard, you know, these things are all in Bedworth. Well, is Ouston Road in Bedworth? Is Nuneaton Town Centre in Bedworth? Is the Pinkles in Bedworth? Is the Dingle in Bedworth? No. And Nuneaton Market Stall replacement's going in Bedworth? No. You know, let's just look at this and act responsibly. This is Nuneaton and Bedworth united to achieve. And I'm leader of Nuneaton and Bedworth Borough Council. I'm proud to be so, Madam Mayor. And we should all be proud that this is united to achieve. And stop slagging off projects just because they happen to be a little bit further down the road. Because that is the way to get nothing for your own area. Absolutely nothing. But you are not just a councillor for Weddington, or you shouldn't be Councillor Condaka. You should be a councillor elected to make decisions for the whole of Nuneaton and Bedworth. And it shouldn't matter whether a project is in Kersley or it's in Gallicommon. If it's good for the people of Nuneaton and Bedworth, that's what we should be looking at. We haven't replaced all vehicles all at the same time, Madam Mayor. This is a case of making sure that we've got our vehicles up and running to continue the very good services that they do provide. Councillor, just to finish on one thing, Councillor Condaka referred to the Green Party conference. Well, all I heard from their two leaders was that they want an alliance with Labour. Well, I can't speak for the party nationally, but locally, forget it.
Now I'm going to move to the council.
That's the first conversation.
Leave us with that.
Please, voted what I said. Miss Swansea. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to just make the point that I said the named projects are all in Labour areas.
Could I just point out, Madam